Hello, I'm Richard Ridge. The Book of Mormon has been nominated for 14 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. Come with me now backstage as I chat with the show's 4 Tony-nominated stars, Josh Gad, Andrew Rannells, Rory O'Malley, and Nikki M. James, just days before the big Tony event. Come on. We are, thank you, on a double show day, sitting with the 4 Tony-nominated stars of Book of Mormon.
Congratulations, guys.
All of you. How cool is that?
It's awesome. It's unbelievable, but the best part of it is really that we're all 4 nominated together, because to experience this with your friends is, you know, it's the best way to do it. I recommend it. Oh, someone has a call. Hold on, one moment. Oh, it's probably Hollywood.
Is it Hollywood? Yeah, it is. Obama? Can I call you back? Yeah, no, I heard about Sister Act. We're all offended.
See, this is what happens when you star on Broadway. Obama calls you in your dressing room. Now, how cool is this? Seriously, let's talk about Tonys, all 4 of you. That's so rare, but that happens.
It's
But I think it's a testament to the work that we're doing. It's a really I think what they're seeing is that like this is a show, a really ensemble piece of theater, and all of us play a big part in it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm only as good as Josh is.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's true.
I think
Josh is only as good as I am.
Yeah.
It's a domino effect that we have on each other.
Yes, but I feel like, especially with me, because we've said, like, you know, that my part came out of, like, being in the ensemble, that clearly my nomination is represented as the chorus in our ensemble, because I'm, like, I just feel so much like I'm still a part of that, you know? And our ensemble is the greatest ensemble that's ever been put together on a Broadway stage. We all, the 4 of us, know that they are the true stars of this show, and that's why people are on their feet as soon as the curtain call starts, because they're unbelievable, you know? And so we kind of feel like, you know, our nominations are also theirs as well.
What I want to know is, when were you first aware that this was this phenomenal show, The Book of Mormon?
I mean, I think we all probably each had, we sort of joined at different moments and things, but upon reading it, and being a part of the workshop this summer, I knew that it was very special. I thought that it was the most innovative thing that I had ever read, let alone be a part of. I mean, particularly for a Broadway musical, I feel like it was, it's a whole brand new idea, and it's a great update for Broadway. So we get to be a part of it, I think is particularly thrilling. But just that it exists is very exciting. But you know, it happens. It's for me, it's kind of hard to tell. We do the show every night. It's a new group of people coming in every night. So yes, we had a really great opening, and we had really great reviews, and the Tony reception of us was really fantastic. But I still feel like we're very grounded in that we have to do this show every night. We show up to the theater, and we're constantly having to do. It's not like we did a movie and then it opened, and now we're like running around doing going to parties and things. No, we still have to like do 8 shows a week. So in terms of like the sensation of the show, I feel like, I don't want to say it's lost on me at all, because I'm certainly aware of it, but the bottom line is that we have a job to do every night, 8 times a week. So that, I think, keeps us very grounded in the reality of what it is to be on Broadway.
Yeah. And the show, I'm like a huge musical theater fan, like big old nerd, and the thing that I loved most about this show is there's been not a trend, but there's this idea that we have to update the American musical by deviating from the conventions. Mm-hmm. And what I think is really exciting about this show, and why I knew it would land, was they're doing this really sort of risque, on the edge type of comedy in the construct and the confines of a real old school traditional,
Rodgers and Hammerstein musical.
Real musical with integrated songs, with songs that are integrated and also very well written, not just funny but beautiful melodies and gorgeous orchestrations. And so when I saw that what they were doing was reinventing the wheel just by like sort of polishing the wheel instead of like trying to make it a new shape, I was like, if we can get this in front of audiences, we're gonna blow the roof off this place. And so I've always known.
Yeah, I think Rory and I both knew in 2008. Was it?
Yeah.
Was it back 2008 already? When we did our very first reading of it, and we looked at each other and we go, "This is very, very different. This is not something that we've ever seen before. And I remember that very first audience hearing Hasadiga Ibawai, which at the time was a different phrase, and all of them collectively going, and jaws just hitting the floor. And I remember thinking to myself, if they can figure this out, then there is something remarkable here, something that will, I think, transcend the genre and the medium. And that's what's happened.
I knew it was going to be successful when they started making pillows.
Yes, about a week
there
ago.
are throw pillows.
Yes.
Then I knew.
I'm
Shiny
the
pillows.
cast klepto. Like,
I
we there was like an event that they invited us to, and I saw this pillow, and I was like, I need to have that pillow. And I took it with me.
Did you have to fight someone?
get
for it?
one.
I
Yes,
did.
she did. I watched it all play itself out.
She had to get in a fight with a stranger.
I love this. Okay, so we're coming up to Tony Week. This is a big week for you guys. What happens this week?
Oh my god.
What does happen? I mean,
We don't know yet. None
none
of us have ever been.
gone through this. We are, every minute we're like, what happens now?
Yeah.
Like, where are we going?
All I know for sure, the only thing that I definitely know for sure is we still have 8 shows next week.
Yeah.
That's all I'm wrapping my head around.
Our schedule is
No,
looking
8
crazy,
shows
too.
in 5 days.
8 shows in 5 days. Do
Oh yeah.
I have to get a dress. I still
Yes.
do not have
I
a
have
dress
to get a
to wear.
tux.
No.
you want to go shopping?
Yeah, we should.
for dresses, Josh.
Yeah.
You can wear. Are you gonna wear a dress?
Yeah.
Something free flowing?
Yeah. Something like a
Grecian?
Yeah.
Something Grecian.
Something Grecian?
Maybe a moo-moo.
Oh.
A house dress.
A caftan?
Captain.
No,
No, you
we
really don't have a dress?
I don't have a dress.
I don't have a
I'm
tux.
You have a
going.
suit. You have
Yeah,
a tux.
I
You
have
have
a
a tux. You don't have a tux yet?
No, I've been what's
Well-
called very sick, so I haven't had time to do anything other than get better.
Listen.
So there, Andrew, okay?
All right.
Yeah.
And
So
then
if
we're-
anyone has a tux for
Yes.
Josh,
If anybody, please.
send it to the.
I'm a
Eugene
size like
O'Neill.
92 wide.
That's not a size.
Yeah.
You made that
It's a
up.
French
Yeah.
size.
Just send it over to the Eugene O'Neill.
Yes.
If you've got something for Josh to wear to the Tony Awards, please send it
Please
to the
send it
Eugene
over.
O'Neill
Thank you.
Theatre.
Help them out.
Preferably before Saturday.
Yes.
Now, what number are you doing on the Tonys?
I believe.
We're doing, I believe.
Well,
Andrew's
he's doing. I
big-
believe.
yes.
We'll be in the audience.
We're going to be cheering.
Yes.
He's
gonna
you don't
hit it
have
out
to
of the
change.
park.
Well,
That's fantastic.
we may join in chorally
Yeah,
from
I say.
the seats, from the rafters.
It'll be a flash
Yes.
mob. Andrew will be
mob,
like,
yeah.
wait, I thought this was a solo, and we'll all just be dancing.
believe.
Just get up. Let's get some tambourines.
Yes.
They're doing I Believe, which is Andrew does it every night, and he's incredible, and the audiences love it.
Goes
And also, I
crazy
think
every night.
it's what you're waiting for when you see this show. It's like the first time we really say all the things, the quirky things that
What
that
makes a
could be
Mormon a
perceived to be
Mormon,
quirky
yeah.
about what makes a Mormon a Mormon. And it's it's really tongue in cheek, but it's also sort of loving. It's a so
Well,
I
Matt
think it's a
Stone
great
says
show.
there's actually no jokes in that song.
No, yeah,
No,
there's
it's
all
very
factual.
straight up facts.
It's all facts.
Yeah.
There's no jokes. That's what.
Well, and you could also, every single religion could have that song, and it's only humorous because people are comfortable with certain traditions and uncomfortable with the others, and that's the whole point of our show. The stories don't matter as much as the faith and the hope that are brought to these
What would the
people.
Jewish version? I believe eating milk and chicken together
We'll
is
send
no
you the-
really
we'll-
bad. It's really bad.
I believe. What
I
else?
believe eating meat on Fridays is sinful.
That's
Yeah.
for Catholics.
Catholic.
You were raised Catholic?
Yeah.
I was a Jew.
Yeah, sorry.
You were a Jew? I feel
I mean,
like,
that's cool.
I feel
too.
like you don't grow out of the Jewishness, right?
Well, when you
Isn't
do
it-
Book of Mormon for 6 months, you certainly.
They got
Well,
rid of you? They got rid of you?
They-
No way.
they
No
ejected
way.
me.
They hold you. They're gonna hold on to you for as long
Yeah,
as
no.
forever. They
Well,
love you.
as Catholics, I was raised to believe that I was really drinking blood.
Yeah.
Blood and eating the body.
And
that
I
was
was
you
raised-
really
that was
believe that?
Well, that
No,
is
I mean, that's
truly
what
the
they
belief.
tell
Like
you. Yeah.
when I had my
missed
first
that
communion,
part. I
that
didn't realize
was
that was part
Yeah.
of it.
that is. It's like it's not a symbol. It is
And
truly
if you
drinking
don't
blood.
believe-
We digress.
If you don't believe that, you're a Lutheran.
And that's true.
He
That
was
is
like,
the difference.
I was like, I don't believe that. He said, well, then you're a Lutheran. And I was like, oh, okay.
There you go.
Sorry, Father Tom.
You're like, are their masses shorter because?
But it's
I've been friends.
that song is funny because these are news stories relatively, only a couple of 100 years old, not 2,000 years old. People laugh and it's funny, but when people say Jesus turned water into wine, they're like, oh yeah, well,
sure.
of course,
Absolutely.
crazy things happened back then. It was 2,000 years ago,
We
But-
digress. We digress.
No, you guys have.
That's what we think about I Believe.
By the way,
That was a great backstory for I Believe.
You're getting a true view
Religious
of what it's like
dissertation.
backstage.
Yeah.
This is what we are like. We're like a family, a really dysfunctional, weird
We talk over
family.
each other.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of family, I know that Josh and Rory, you have quite a history together, right? Because weren't you in his wedding? And tell me about this.
Oh no. We met our freshman year of college. We were roommates freshman year on, all 4 years of
Second semester freshman year, when
Second
Rory came
semester,
to
yeah.
me and started complaining that he didn't love his roommate and he needed to room with me, and my German roommate left. And then he moved in, and about a week into him moving in, I found him fast asleep, standing upright on my body. And I said, "This
Wait,
may
what?
not work." Yeah, we got.
This is ridiculous that you are telling this story
well,
right
you know
now.
what? You've ruined my reputation.
So
in this
fast
town.
forward. You know what? You know what's so funny is I was doing an interview 2 days ago, and they were asking me about Josh, and I was like, oh, he's the most funny comedic genius. I adore him. I love him so much. And they're like, really? He told us that you passed out on him freshman year of college. And I was like, wow, that's great. I'm pouring my heart out how much I love him. So let me fast forward to senior year.
Oh, no, Rory.
When we're lighting candles, we have a ceremony at Carnegie Mellon for all the people who have been in our school and in our class. And we had Josh Groban in our class, who's a great friend of ours, and was very, very nice guy, and went on to make an album. I don't know how it worked out for him.
Famous opera singer.
But we're lighting candles for everyone who's been a part of our class, and it's this very quiet, sweet ceremony. And someone had a whole bottle of vodka before we showed up for this beautiful ceremony. I don't know who it was. But as we light the candle for Josh Groban, Josh runs up and blows out all the candles and goes, "Who the hell is Josh Groban?"
I just want to say.
That's a true story.
Yeah,
That's a true story, and I'm
wanna
glad
say-
it's on the record now. And let me just remind everyone that he brought up me passing out freshman year when I was 18 years old. That was 22-year-old
Very
Josh.
unfair.
So it's not unfair. I wouldn't have brought it up if it's in my back pocket, and Josh
You
knows.
sat on that for so long.
Absolutely.
This is a BroadwayWorld exclusive. You're getting here with the Book of Mormon.
And on the record, I apologize, Josh. It was nothing personal.
I think it was
the Russian vodka talking.
You do have similar hair.
Yes, we do, and similar body types in my body.
This is so funny. I want to ask you, Nikki, why do you think Rory should win the Tony?
Oh my God.
Why?
Jesus.
Well, if any person
Did
has,
she decide it?
yeah, I do.
She's a deciding vote.
I am the decider, and I decide that Rory O'Malley should win this award because Rory O'Malley is the single funniest actor I've ever seen on stage. Rory can turn.
yes.
Josh, no,
Suck
wait,
it, Josh.
Wait, Josh. Wait. What Rory can do, the subtleties that Rory can contort, or I don't even, the things that Rory can show on his face that are so subtle and so real, yet can read to the back of the house. That is not something that you could teach someone, and it is not something that everyone can do well. And it's you did.
Carnegie
It's
Mellon,
hilarious.
freshman
It's absolutely
very
hilarious.
consistent.
Yes,
Very, very consistent.
but I also
guys.
think that.
Not a marker.
No, there's never any marking. And also because Rory O'Malley is tap dancing, and that is a big deal.
That's my biggest acting job, is acting like I can dance.
And you're front and center.
Front and center, and I got a D in tap at Carnegie Mellon. D.
See, and now you're starring on Broadway. Tony nominated.
Yeah.
This teacher's
Okay, now I'm going to ask Rory, why do you think Josh should win?
Oh no.
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked.
The guy just called me out in front of the public.
No, I'll go back to what I was saying the other day before you brought us down into the dirt. Josh is a comedic genius. He's just absolutely unbelievable. And to me, what is so profound about his comedy and what he's brought to this show is that he has this annoying, crazy character that you fall in love with within the first half hour. And he brings it on this character, on this arc that is so gorgeous and so beautiful. And, I think that he really brings that center of what the show is. And, we've been on this journey for 3 years together, and I'm proud that he's my buddy, and I'm so honored to get to watch him do this amazing performance every night.
Oh, I take back what I said about you.
Yeah, right.
Now, Josh, I want to ask you why you think Andrew should win.
Well, I think Andrew should win because I personally don't want the Tony. I think that it's just clutter. I think. I mean, how do I answer this? I honestly think that Andrew Rannells was the missing piece to the puzzle of what makes this show works. When he came on board, it suddenly went from being a something that had enormous potential to something that actually legitimately worked as a piece. And his portrayal of Price is nothing short of genius. It's going to be impossible, I think, for anybody to take over. And I truly think he's an enormous talent and has an unbelievable comedic gift and an unbelievable voice. And just his talent is enormous.
And Andrew, that's all. That's so nice. Andrew, why do you think Nikki should win?
I won't make you lean. I feel like Nikki should win because Nikki has, I think, the hardest job in our show, and she does it with a lot of grace and a lot of very delicate technique, and she's able to still be funny and be cute and fun, but also bring like the weight to our story that doesn't really show up until Nikki is on stage, and she has a very difficult job of having to sing really our only really like heartfelt sweet ballad in the middle of all of this craziness, and she does it, and you hear the audience. I stand backstage every night and I hear the response from the audience, and there's definitely like you feel them all settle, and then that's Josh, and then you feel that's a good warm-up, yeah, and then you feel them all settle, and then you feel them really like they all fall in love with her, and like 3 minutes.
Stunningly gorgeous.
She's stunningly gorgeous. Look at her shoes. That's a Saturday matinee shoe. And I know. We're both sort of rocking a Saturday dad look again.
And I'm doing like a...
You're like sassy substitute.
Yeah.
But that's why I think Nikki should win. Nikki's wildly talented.
Can't they tie? I'm just saying.
Yes, of course. Yes.
It's possible.
Why do you think the three of us should win?
I'll tell you. I think all four of them should win. If I had the swing vote on this, please, I would let all four of them win. That's what I would do. I'd tie you two, I'd vote for you, and I'd vote for you.
Yay! Well, we just won. How about
I have a final question for you. What's the last ritual you do before you go on stage that makes you say, I'm ready to go, I've got this character, I'm ready to go? I'll let you pass the mic around.
I don't enter the show until about 20 minutes after it started. So until the boys reach Uganda, for all of you who have seen it, we go to Uganda. And so my big ritual is I need to be on the deck watching the opening number from the wings. I have to see all my guys out there, and so that I can know that I'm so that I can join when I enter, I can join at their level. So that's my big ritual. And then I drink a lot of this.
My big ritual is very strange, but the boys can attest to this. I do a very crazy impersonation of Maya Angelou for my fellow castmates, and I do a Myra Angelou, and I do a different insane poem every night.
Further away from Maya.
Yeah, it really is. It's starting to become just very inappropriate. Yeah.
His own thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I enter behind a drop at the beginning of the show that like flies up above me, so that I just have to start. I have to start smiling kind of early while you're doing your prologue stuff. Yeah. I have to start the smiling, like as soon as that begins. That's what I do. I do Crest White Strips.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I before I enter as McKinley, I always do every single show I do the tap dance in the stage manager's office because it's carpeted. And I started off like feeling like I should do it in the beginning, but now I'm like scared if I don't do it, I won't remember the tap, even though it's been like hundreds of times. So, I know I do it like every day. So, but like I said, that's my biggest acting job in the show. So yeah, it's a warm up.
I want to thank these 4 beautiful Tony-nominated stars from the Book of Mormon. If you have not seen the show, do what you can to beg, borrow, or steal a seat and come to the Eugene O'Neill Theatre and join them and everybody else for the 65th Annual Tony Awards on Sunday evening, June 12th. Say goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching.